Good day, everyone. This is Pilot Needles, and welcome back to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Dracula.
Hey now, everybody. How's it going?
Hello there, and welcome back.
Exactly, we are back. It's glad to be back. I'm glad everybody is back. We have people in the chat room even, so hey. Before we start the show, though, I wanted to thank everybody that reached out past couple weeks as we had to take our hiatus and everything. If you did not know, I unfortunately lost my mother to cancer. She passed away November the 17th, so I just wanted to thank everybody for reaching out to me either via Twitter, by email, message, forums, however you guys reached out. I appreciate it, and appreciate you guys sticking with us while we had to put the site on hiatus for a little bit. The site and podcast are back. We should be back for the foreseeable future in January. There might be maybe a couple weeks where the podcast is off, but we'll just have to see, so just stay tuned for any news on that. But as of right now, we should be good to go.
Some game news, and the first question is that since it is December, when's it coming out? When's it coming out?
That's right. Everybody wants to know, when is Ravenloft coming out? Soon. Very, very soon. Yeah. Cordovan over on the forums put up a post. He put this up on December the 1st, which would have been last Friday, and it's entitled Ravenloft Release Timing. And Cordovan says, we're putting the final touches on Update 37, The Mist of Ravenloft. And we're getting ready for next week's release, which would be this week now, but it was next week then. If that makes sense. Stay tuned for a downtime notice next week for the final timing, but we're targeting Wednesday for the release date. We wanted to make sure people were aware of this just in case they were doing some planning around the release date. In other words, if you're going to call in sick to work, call in sick on Wednesday, because that would be the day it's going to come out. Not that I'm condoning everybody to call in sick to work, but just saying.
Yes, but the early part of the day is going to just be patching anyway.
Well, you can sleep in, and then by the time you wake up, it'll be patched, and Ravenloft will be here. Hopefully. So we'll see. I'm assuming tomorrow, we are recording this on Monday evening, December the 4th. On Tuesday the 5th, I would suspect we're going to get our official downtime notice and the official notice that it is going to release Wednesday. But as of last Friday, December the 1st, all signs were pointing towards this Wednesday for Ravenloft.
Of course, all the people that are listening to the podcast version are going to be downloading this and listening to this on Wednesday while they're waiting for the game to patch, right?
Exactly. As this releases, as the podcast released on Wednesday, the servers are probably going to be down. Or if you're listening to this after that, you're already in Ravenloft and you think we're crazy for we're talking about all this now. That's how time travel works.
All right. And speaking of time travel, what about Madame Ava?
Well, yes, we missed some readings from Madame Ava, and she was very upset. So I told her, okay. I know we have week 5 and 6 that we missed. So I invited her back on. I had to do some sweet talking and some things that you don't want to know that I had to promise her, but I got her back. So here is week 5 and 6 of Strahdvent.
Strahdvent, the season in which we await the advent of Count Strahdvent Zarovich in the midst of Ravenloft and its miasmic rotting, in between dank memes on the internet. We have a meme in Barovia. Do you want to hear it? I will tell you. It is, welcome to Barovia! You're all going to die! Greetings, listeners. I am Madame Eva, fortune teller and daughter of Vishtani. I also like to collect the bobblehead dolls. They're so funny, and they are much less creepy than the dolls here in Barovia. In this 5th week of Strahdvent, I'm here to tell your fortune. I can see your future with my Taroka deck. I had my eyes checked at the apothecary this week, so fortune should be very clear. The first card of tonight's reading is the 5 of coins, the guild member. I see many people eating the carcass of a flightless bird, then taking naps. The second card is the Mermedian. I see consumers tangled in a mighty battle to spend their money the fastest. Black Friday has never been very popular in Barovia because we used to have to pay for things with our teeth. You know, every day is black in Barovia, so Friday is no big deal. The third card is the Torturer. This may signify Strahd's rancorous plans to destroy your puny minds. Or maybe your weird uncle is coming for dinner. They are very similar forces in the ether. The fourth card is the high card of the dungeon. You will have to listen to somebody's political opinion that is different from your own. The time they are dark. And the fifth and the final card of the reading is the Raven. Someone will finally figure out canned craft. Congratulations! All the SSs are belong to you. There you go! You have survived the fifth reading! Be wary of the signs until next week when Strahdvent brings you ever closer to your demise. Strahdvent, the season in which we await the advent of Count Strahdvent in the midst of Ravenloft and corrosion of civilization as we know it, in between shopping for organic produce. Everything in Barovia is organically grown with Vishtani pride and tears. That is why all of our vegetables are so salty. Greetings, listeners. I am Madam Eva, fortune teller and daughter of the Vishtani. I also enjoy badgers. In the 6th week of Strahdvent, I'm here to tell your fortune. I can see your future with my Taroka deck. Last week, my Taroka deck was desecrated by a zombie horde, so I had to get a new one. Let us hope the new cards are shiny and merciful in their truth. The first card of tonight's reading is the Traitor. An adventurer is going to be very silly and cause Dungeon Alert red. So careless. You know who you are. You should be ashamed. The second card is the 4 of Stars. The Abjurer. A spellcaster will run out of components, and all the kiddies with issue materials will point and laugh. You the fool, ha 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 ha. The third card is the Torturer. This may signify Strahd's poisonous vials on the suffering souls of Barovia. Or maybe you get the red lights all the way to work. No go, I'll stop. It is bad. The fourth card is the high card of the innocent. I see a woman named Mithri. She's going to run out of spell points. Someone should warn her. The fifth and the final card is the Tempter. You should only hit the snooze button once. It is not a training dummy. You have a busy day ahead, adventurers. You don't want to start it behind the 8-ball. No! There you go! You have survived the 6th reading! Be wary of the signs. Until next week, when Strahdvent brings you ever closer to your demise.
She's crazy.
And you're just now figuring this out?
What does she have us for the final installment?
Strahdvent, the season in which we await the advent of Count Strahdvent Zarovich in the midst of Ravenloft, and despair of a dystopic future in between sessions, honing our cores at the local CrossFit box. Well, tough! Strahdvent is over, and the Dark Lord is nigh. It's Strahd Eve. No more festival cookies, no pussyfooting around. The update is tomorrow. All of you who dare visit Barovia shall suffer immeasurably. I'm so excited! Greetings, listeners. I am Madam Eva, fortune teller and daughter of the Vishtani. Also, on the weekends, you may find me tandem skydiving with Isaac Strasny. I like the crunchy peanut butter, but we do not have peanuts in Barovia. Tonight, on Strahd Eve, it is your last chance at illumination before go time. Hey ho, you need to get your act together. I'm here to tell your fortune. I can see your future with my Taroka deck. Yeah, you still have a little future left. I was just as surprised. The first card in your last reading is the Tax Collector. Death is inevitable. You should get your coffin sized now, while you still have time. There is a nice store in Valaki. Check it out. Tell them Madam Eva sent you, and you get a discount. The second card is the Six of Swords, the Berserker. It's gonna get crazy up in here. There will be talking weapons, and people wearing fancy new pants, and scarecrows reading maps, which is terrible because they don't really have eyes. Scarecrows give terrible directions. I don't know why the birds listen to them. They don't know anything. The third card is the Torturer. This is definitely Strahd eviscerating you into a pulpy mass, but his outfit is going to look very put together while he does it. The fourth card is the high card of the Executioner. Did I mention you should get your coffin sized? It bears repeating. The fifth and final card, it is the Marionette. All is not what it seems, adventurers. You may believe you have what it takes to face Strahd, to succeed him even. We are all just puppets on the strings. We're all just dust in the wind. Well, we have reached the end of Strahdvent, and quite probably the end of you. Be wary of the signs. We shall not meet again. Or, if we do, I will sound quite different and pretend we have never met. You'll be ghosted all the time in Barovia. Get used to it. Bye-bye. And hi, welcome to the mist of Ravenloft!
And so, Strahdvent concludes with a cackle.
We're all just dust in the wind, finally.
Oh, yes. I'm sure we are.
Strahd is going to kill us all.
Hey, now, I have a question. Did she intentionally actually finish it off with a music reference I've actually heard before?
Wow, I'm impressed. Really? Wow. I figured I was going to have to explain that to you. That's awesome. I think Madam Ava will be pleased to hear that you actually got that joke. For once.
Let us head to the DDO Chronicle, issue 261, which is the final one of Strahdvent.
Yeah, that's right. The final chronicle before Strahd, and we're all dead in Barovia.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ravenloft, we have Ravenloft on the cover.
Oh, that is something from Ravenloft. So they have Tudor architecture in Ravenloft?
Yes, that is Barovia, actually.
Okay. It looks like a sinister version of Bree.
Kind of, yeah, it does. Now that you say that, it kind of does. It's all dark and broody, you know.
Yeah.
And also Ravenloft related, a lot of Ravenloft stuff. Raze has created a fan-made trailer for the upcoming Mist of Ravenloft expansion. He did this for the contest that is running on the forums, which is the unofficial fan-created trailer contest. So click over and check this trailer out. I think he did an amazing job at it. And last time I checked, this was the only entry in the contest so far. So, but maybe when it comes out, we'll get some more entries because I think you have till like December 15th, I think, to get those in for that contest. So, but check out what Raze did and kind of see what you're up against. And then in our Fansite news section, DDO Cast had their latest episode, which is leveling 19 and 20. That is continuing their leveling series. Damsels of DDO are fighting the undead and more. Click over and watch their latest video. Baklagor is continuing to stream DDO. Check out Baklagor and his adventures in DDO. Mickey reaches week 52 in her rating. Click over and see what she has to say about that. And Sip is writing about DDO's optional objective system in a new blog post over on his blog. So check out what Sip has to say. Jabberwocky05 has been playing DDO recently on YouTube. So click over and support her by subscribing. A very bad guild met the Wizard King. And I'm kind of assuming with the very bad guild how that turned out. But I guess we'll have to watch the video and find out. I haven't actually watched that yet. A Bard's Life is bringing the music. How apropos. So click over and check the latest Bard's Life stream out. And It's Good to Be King is questing every weekend over on Orion. So click over and check out the latest show from It's Good to Be King. And of course, we can't forget the Chronicle comment. This week, it is Ravenloft related as well. See, I told you that it's all Ravenloft all the time on the show, finally.
All right.
What is the best beer in Barovia?
I would assume the Blood Stout.
See, you kind of went how I was going with that. Gumsgang in the chat is saying Strahd Stout. I like that one, too.
It looks like stouts are...
Yeah. Very, very popular in Barovia, apparently.
Okay, apparently.
See, I was going with the easy joke, and I was going to say Bloodweiser.
Oh.
That's
I think that's the cheap beer of Barovia, wouldn't it?
Could be.
Now, my question, though, is how many people are running to get their Nibbles the Squirrel forum avatars?
I have seen quite a few on the forum, so there was quite a few people that wanted a Nibbles forum avatar.
Okay.
Which that is now available, if you did not know. So click over and check that. That's also the Chronicle as well. I mean, it's Nibbles. Nibbles is cool. Not as cool as Boo. Boo is the cooler squirrel. Actually, Boo is a space hamster, but that's besides the point.
Okay.
Go for the eyes. And then finally in the Chronicle, we have our official screenshot of the week. And Cantor tries to get a strike with the skull and bones of his enemies in the 344th DDO screenshot of the week. And if you did not know, that comes from the Orchard, I do believe.
From the Orchard?
It's either in the Orchard or it's in the Necropolis. I cannot remember where the bowling alley is. It might be the Necropolis now that I'm thinking about it.
I don't think I've ever seen the bowling alley.
I'll take you there then.
Okay.
I think it's in the Necropolis now that I'm thinking about it, but yes. You could bowl with skulls, finally.
Strange. All right. And let's head on to the DDO store. And what's on sale this week?
We have 20% off Sovereign XP Elixirs, Treasure Hunter Elixirs, Greater Slayer Boost, and the long-lasting Supreme Ability Potions, all at 20% off in the DDO store. Our free sample of the week through December the 7th is a long-lasting potion of 10 physical resistance. You will get 5 potions when you use the coupon code NOT in the face. NOTINTHEFACE. Not in the face. I like that code. And also, don't forget, it is December, which means December deals are back. They do this every December. This week through December the 7th, you are going to get 75% off the Evening Star Challenge packs, 50% off the Traveler's Terrific Trunk and Universal Challenge tokens, and 35% off Racial Hearts of Wood this week for the December deals now through December the 7th.
And what is the Traveler's Terrific Trunk?
You get 100 Astral Shards, a Big B's Guiding Hands, 5 Sovereign XP Boost Potions, 5 Major Slayer Boost Potions, 5 Mysterious Remnant Boost Potions, a rare cosmetic outfit, the Traveler's Outfit, 2,500 Omni Spell Dust, and 1,000 Omni Spell Stones. That is the Traveler's Terrific Trunk.
Yeah, it's a pretty full trunk.
It is. Probably a very heavy trunk at that.
Very heavy trunk. You'll have to really get together, but it might help you get through a really big dungeon such as Moria.
Because Moria is coming to the Wondering and Adventures in Middle-earth RPG. And what's kind of cool about this is, for the first time ever, they are releasing something dually for both systems. Usually what they had done was the stuff was out for Wondering, and then they converted it to Adventures in Middle-earth. But this time they are doing them both at once in the upcoming Moria box set. So that is going to be pretty cool. We don't know exactly when it is going to be released. All they're saying is 2018. So I guess they have a whole year to figure it out. And they're calling it a deluxe box set. So I'm assuming that means multiple books, but we really don't know. That's all we know. It was just kind of like a little teaser and a little teaser video. There was really not much information, but it's just kind of cool that Moria is finally coming to the Wondering and Adventures in Middle-earth. And as I said, it's the first time ever they're releasing it for both systems at the same time.
Then let's have a look at what's on the tabletops this week. And I heard that we're going to be betrayed, but the rules of being betrayed are going to constantly change.
This is a weird news story to me. You know, I saw this news story, and I just sat here and I said, do we really need this? I mean, I like Betrayal at House on the Hill as much as the next person. Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, amazing game, a fun game. I like it. But do we really need a legacy version of Betrayal? Apparently Wizards of the Coast and Avalon Hill thinks we do.
It sounds like a weird game to have a legacy mode in it.
That's what I thought too. But they did announce this a couple weeks ago at the first ever PAX Unplugged convention. They had a keynote address, and this was announced that Betrayal Legacy is coming out, and it's going to work over 13 chapters and a prologue. And you are going to control a family that will go back to the House on the Hill multiple times over and over and over. And each family member is going to collect tools that will become family heirlooms, and they are going to grant you bonuses when used in your next game. And then once the campaign is over, players are going to be left with a very unique copy of Betrayal for you to play then. It's just weird. Look for this coming fall of 2018. It's weird. The whole thing is weird, finally.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around Betrayal in the first place, but a legacy version of it sounds
Yeah, and it's exactly what it sounds like. This is Betrayal at House on the Hill, but it's a legacy version. So you're going to be going in the house, dying, apparently it sounds like, but you're going to be collecting family heirlooms, and then your ancestors are going to go... It's just weird. The whole thing is weird. But for those that were clamoring for the Betrayal at House on the Hill legacy version, clamor no more. It's coming fall of 2018.
Somehow, I don't think that's going to beat out Pandemic Legacy.
I don't get it. I don't. I don't understand why. Why? Just why?
Let's just see what's on the screen. And Neverwinter's Night Enhanced Edition is on the way from Beamdog.
Yeah, Beamdog is going back through all of the old Dungeons & Dragons video games and are doing enhanced editions of them. And people have been saying, when are you going to do Neverwinter? When's Neverwinter Nights coming? It's coming soon. That is right. They officially announced it. Neverwinter Nights, of course, if you don't know what that was a very ambitious game for its time. Most of the Dungeons & Dragons games that were released were using what was called the Aurora engine, and was using the Infinity engine. And Neverwinter Nights was the first game not to use Infinity, and they used the Aurora engine, which gave them the editor. And the editor basically let you do whatever you wanted. So a whole community sprung up making modules for Neverwinter Nights, and if you haven't played it, shame on you. It's one of the greatest Dungeons & Dragons video games ever, in my opinion. I spent I don't know how many hours playing that game, but yes, Beamdog is doing an enhanced edition of it. It is going to be priced at $19.99. You can pre-order it right now over on Beamdog's site. A Steam version is coming. They did say not sure when the pre-order for that will be, or when you can wish list it, but we will let you know as soon as we find that out. And the other great thing about that is if you pre-order, you are going to be put in a pool, and Beamdog is going to select pre-order customers to be able to jump into the Head Start program they're going to have. And what that is going to allow you to do is you're going to be able to import any old modules that you have or that maybe you created. You can import them into the Enhanced Edition, and they will have an updated persistent world server ahead of the launch, so you can jump in on that. Another great thing about this news is Beamdog did say that if you were a fan of the original game, any game saves that you still might have, God bless you if you still have a Neverwinter Nights game save. I lost that hard drive a long time ago, but if you for some reason backed up your game save, you can import those into the new version as well. And also all of the modules that are created should be able to be imported as well. So that is just amazing, amazing, amazing news. So if you're a fan of Neverwinter Nights, an enhanced edition is on the way.
And what exactly is an enhanced edition?
They update the graphics to work with like 4K monitors. They update the sound. They don't mess with like story or anything like that. They keep the games like story-wise and gameplay-wise the same. They just will enhance like, like graphics. They'll enhance gameplay as in it will run smoother. It will run, a little better. Such like that is what they do. At least that's what they've done with like the Baldur's Gate series. They just did Torment not too long ago as well.
So in other words, try to bring those games up to the 21st century?
Exactly. That's basically what their whole goal is, yes.
Very well. Then let's head into our week in gaming. And Drac, what have you been up to?
Well, I didn't do a lot. I did get a little gameplay in. I have a level 7 ranger over on Kenneth. I am holding level 8. I'm attempting... My goal was this, and just everything that has happened kind of got in the way. My goal was this was going to be the ranger I was going to take into Ravenloft, and that's probably not going to happen now because I don't think I'm going to be able to get level 10 before Wednesday.
Right.
So I might have to do the level 10 jump they're going to be doing and just create a new character, but we'll see. Anyway, I had this ranger, was level 7. I did make 8, but I didn't take it yet, so I'm holding on 8. I did the Sharn Syndicate quest. I did all of those on Elite. And then I did Fresh in the Air on Elite, Missing in Action on Elite, and Proof is in the Poison on Elite. And I always forget. I think I say this every time.
Proof in the Poison in Elite.
Yeah.
Boy.
And I forget every time until I run Proof is in the Poison again how much I hate that freaking quest. I never remember until I get in it. And I'm like, why am I doing this quest? I hate this quest. But yeah. Anyway. So there you go. So I'm probably about halfway to level 9. So like I said, I probably am not going to make it to 10 before Ravenloft, which is fine. I'll just do the level 10 heroic character and just make a brand new character and call it good for Ravenloft.
Yeah. What are the rules for the...
They haven't said. That's what's weird. They're keeping it under the vest.
Nobody knows yet.
Nobody knows. And it was never on the Mania. And every time...
It was on the Mania.
Last I checked on the Mania, it wasn't.
I do remember creating a level 10 character on the Mania.
Okay. I didn't. When I tried, it was only you could only do 4 or 7. So you must have did a build of Lamania that I didn't do.
Okay.
But I know
they accidentally put it in one time, and
yeah, that may be. I don't know. And I know people in like the weekly Wednesday and the Friday live streams that Cordovan does, like ask about it, and he always says, "Well, we're keeping that a surprise until Ravenloft launches." So I don't know what the big deal about this is and what they're doing with this level 10 item, but
okay.
I assumed it was going to work just like the level 4 or level 7 does, and you just create your character and you go on the ship and you talk to the guy and you're just level 10. Poof! I'm level 10. I can go to Ravenloft, but
that's
what
happened the one time I did it.
Yeah, so I don't know. So like I said, I tried it on the Mania and I can only choose 4 or 7. So I guess we'll see. Wednesday we'll find out because, like I said, I'm gonna do that. So I guess we'll find out on Wednesday. And then elsewhere in DDO, over on Argo, my wolf block is level 21. I was running some Slayers with Subjade, Rent, and Lessa. We did the Ruins of Thunderhome on Epic, and the Orchard of the Macabre on Epic as well. And you get a crap ton of experience by doing Slayers Epic versions. I'm telling you, that was the first time I've ever done Epic Slayers, and holy crap, I'm almost level 22, and I started out at 21, so I almost got a whole complete freaking level just by doing Slayers. So that was a fun time, actually. And then that's it for DDO. Then the only other thing I managed to get some game time in is, of course, the 7 Days to Die permadeath group challenge that we had running. I'm dead. Rent and I were left on our team, and Lessa, right before I died, Lessa on the other team died, so we were just dropping like flies that night. But yeah, I had 14 minutes left to live, basically because in 7 Days to Die, if a zombie attacks you, you get a chance of getting an infection, and you have to have antibiotics to cure that infection, and you have like 2 hours to do that, or if you don't find antibiotics within the 2 hour time frame, you die from the infection. I had 14 minutes to go because I had an infection, and Rent and I were like looting and searching buildings everywhere trying to find antibiotics because we didn't have any, and he had an infection as well. So he had, like, I think 5 minutes left on his, and we went into a store. We looted the store, went into the back of the store. There was a bathroom door. We broke it down, and a mini horde of zombies came out of that bathroom door, and they overcame me and killed me. So at least I did not die from the infection. At least I died fighting, so I can say that. But then the funny part about it is I managed to kill a couple of zombies, and then Rent took care of the rest of them as I was laying there dead, and they were gnawing on my body. He killed them, went in the bathroom, and in the medicine cabinet was 1 antibiotic. So I sacrificed myself to save Rent. That's how I'm looking at it, because he cured his infection.
Okay,
and then,
so it only takes 1 dose to cure?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
You just need to find antibiotics, take them, and you don't have the infection anymore. They're apparently really good antibiotics.
Yeah, apparently
and then, we had like 1 hour to Horde Night then, and he actually survived the Horde Night. And then we decided that we were just going to surrender the game because it was just Rent left against 4 other people on the other team. So we're like, okay, you guys won round 1. Congratulations. So now we're going to do it all again with a brand new server, same teams, we think, but we're actually trying to steal Lessa. But don't tell them. I mean, what? And then, so we'll see how long we last this time. But as I said, I didn't die from the infection. At least I died fighting zombies. And I took one for the team because I saved Brent. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So what about you, finally? What'd you do?
Let us then begin with DDO, where on my Dragonborn Artificer, I went into Delara's tomb and did the first few parts of that up to the return to Delara's tomb. So the first 3 real dungeons and that mini dungeon afterwards. I also finally got around to finishing up Tangleroot Gorge, and that's what got me up to level 7. And I went to Temple of Elemental Evil, ran part 1 when I hit level 7, and for some reason it was being particularly brutal that day.
Well, it is the temple, after all.
Yeah, but I mean even brutal for the temple. Now, in that one, though, I did manage to complete all the commentaries. It was the first time I completed all the commentaries in a single run.
Oh, awesome. Congrats.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually done them all, maybe. That I can think of, at least. So
yeah. And I did hit 200 kills also, because I was doing a real thorough job on that place. But when it comes...
apparently.
Yeah. When it came to the boss fight, sometimes that club just refuses to work.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it sucks when it doesn't.
Right. And so therefore, I'm an artificer. And when that club fails to work, you're really in trouble if you're doing a solo artificer in that case. So therefore, I got ripped to pieces after that. So therefore, I decided to go into House Jarasco, did Red Willow's Ruins and Dead Predators, and House Denise to do Blacklock and the Bounty Hunters. Then after all that, I went back to retry the Temple of Elemental Evil for a second attempt. And I went through it. This one was a slightly faster run than the other one. In other words, I wasn't nearly as thorough as the other one. And when I got to the boss room, I just says, all right, I just ditched the stupid club, didn't worry about it, brought out my repeating crossbow, and just ripped them all to shreds.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Repeating crossbow for the win, eh?
Repeating crossbow they were just all ripped completely to pieces. And that's why I say, if you're an artificer and you're soloing Temple of Elemental Evil, forget the stupid club and just rip them apart.
The club's great when it works, though.
Yeah, when it works.
But it just doesn't work all the time.
Yeah. Maybe if you're someone who could tell quickly whether or not it's going to work and be able to quickly change weapons, it might be fine, but that's not me. Then in Minecraft, on my multiplayer world, I completed a mini nether hub that I've been working on, and this is a place where obviously I'm going to have several nether portals and all that fun stuff. So sort of I get a feel of doing a nether hub, even though I'm way at the end, so not exactly the greatest person in need of such a thing. And when I was doing it, when I finally did the ceiling, it gave me an idea of finally what to do for the ceiling of the main floor of the the upper floor of the temple, because I still had not yet worked on the ceiling for it. So I went back in there and did the ceiling for that. So now I finally have a ceiling in my entry room, after which I finally got around to mapping my island, because I really hadn't mapped that before. And I live in a mega taiga, and essentially when you look at the map of the area, all you see on the map are trees. Trees everywhere. And a couple of waterways, but essentially trees. So the map wasn't exactly the greatest help in the world there. And then finally, I started this week the Minecraft Hardcore Challenge for December, where we are to invade a woodland mansion and get rid of all the illagers that are living within there. And mansions are tough. I've not really done a mansion before in Minecraft, so I could just imagine doing my first mansion in Minecraft in hardcore. And mansions are considered by many people to be the toughest thing you can go after. So I have a feeling I'm not going to survive the entire month.
Yeah, I was going to say, spoiler alert, this isn't going to end well.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I did have a case where when I first entered into the mansion, I was immediately accosted by a creeper. Now, one of my goals is to decorate this mansion. And I say, okay, I got negative points in decoration because the creeper blew up part of the carpeting. I hate creepers. And then when I ran to my first illager, I happened to be behind a fence that I had erected. I guess I decided to take over a room and create a fence. And so I managed to be behind a fence. And I just found, oh yes, that's how you take care of villagers. Stay behind the fence.
Okay.
That'll be tough to arrange, though. But I did manage to kill 4 monsters in this, including a baby zombie. So I have revenge on that baby zombie that killed me in October.
There you go.
Then in tabletop, I played my first rounds of a Dragonfire. And in Dragonfire, I found that you first have this sample get to know the game type one, where it's just this massive horde coming at you. I said, what a way to start someone with the most discouraging scenario they could think of, because with 2 players, if you can manage to survive that 2 players, or when I say 2 players, I mean 2 characters, of course. If you can survive that 2 characters, I really have my hat off to you, because that is one tough scenario. They say win or lose, just continue, because that was just to show you how the game works anyway. Then I tried the basic dungeon crawl and managed to squeak through that one. When I started the 3rd encounter, I thought I was going to be ripped to pieces. And then when one of my characters got unconscious, I said, really, I'm going to get ripped to pieces. And I was in complete shock when I actually won that scenario. Then I did the first episode of the campaign and got ripped to shreds. So easy come, easy go on that matter. Then I also played some Carcassonne, which now has a digital edition for that. And they also released a digital edition for Paperback, which is my favorite word game, so I'm getting on there. And I found out that based on the reviews that Paperback has been getting, there are a lot of people out there who do not consider Latin to be a proper noun. Because they are complaining, look at this word that the game did not accept. How can it not allow this simple word? Because proper nouns aren't allowed in word games.
People, really. I mean, just people.
Yeah.
Finally.
And then one person quoted a definition from an anonymous dictionary. They didn't say what dictionary it was, which defined a proper noun as the name of a person, a place, or an organization. Since Latin is none of those 3, then it can't be a proper noun. Yes. Yeah, all right. So therefore, be careful what dictionary you read.
There you go.
That's all I got to say about that. And I can quite assure you that Merriam-Webster gives a better definition for that word. And I think, though, that in Merriam-Webster's definition, the most important thing that they note is that they're usually spelled up with uppercase, usually starting with uppercase in English, which is a very useful piece of information to have, because all the English dictionaries that I've ever seen use lowercase all the way through for common nouns and uppercase the first letter for proper nouns. So if you ever want to know whether or not a word in the dictionary is a proper noun or not, see whether or not it's capitalized.
And this has been the Learning with Pine Leaf section of the podcast.
Yes, of course. We always have to have one of those, right?
Of course.
Yes. We currently have 19 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to help support DDO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be guests with us for an episode of DDO Players News. And we have some feedback this week from an iTunes review. Woo!
Yes, it is a 5-star iTunes review as well,
nice.
From iTunes Japan, as a matter of fact. We have Japan listeners, finally. This is from Gardern on iTunes Japan, and he says, before I used to get down about the RNG, I would open a chest and I'd get some useless spell material or a variety pack of lackluster scrolls, something like Cause Fear or Disrupt Undead. But then I found out about Pine Leaf Logic. I learned that stones are sometimes made of granite and trees are usually made of wood. Simply put, if you try hard, you might win. So now when I open up chest, I get like +4 Thieves tools. Thanks, Pine Leaf and Drac, for a wonderful podcast. 5 stars. Dedicated listener. See, Pine Leaf Logic wins again.
So Pine Leaf Logic improves the RNG?
Apparently, but not for me.
Not for you.
Stupid RNG.
Oh, well. If you would like to email us, you can email us at podcast@ddoplayers.com, and you can also follow us on Twitter, The Player Alliance, @PlayersAlly, DDO Players @DDO Players, Dracula @Dracula_72, and Pineleaf @Pineleaf Noodles. The Players Alliance has 2 live shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News, and every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Locho Players News. You can join us for our live shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And that's all for tonight. And since it's Pineleaf Noodles, we're reminding you to quest responsibly.